so before I get into the Shoji and Koda stuff, I just gotta say, the way this chapter ended might be the first time I've had a fuck you moment towards an ending of the MHA manga, genuinely. Like, truly, ending the chapter just as you see Spinner and Mike reaching the hospital room, calling out the name that they know Kurogiri by. That is fucking cruel, made especially so by the fact that Horikoshi is going on break. Like, shit, I want to know what happens now beyond that point. And honestly, I love even more so seeing President Mike's inner monologue and acknowledging Shoji and Koda's resolve, saying outright that their resolve and convictions are already way stronger than they were as the three demigos were. And I like how it did feel like for Mike this was the teacher learning something from the students about genuinely standing by what you believe in and not just saying it through your words. Like, I thought that was a small growing moment for Mike as well. Now, jumping into Shoji and Koda stuff, while not entirely necessarily, I do still like how we did get a flashback showing both Shoji and Koda, like, demanding the hospital assignment, because it shows that despite everything, no matter the pain they go through, they want to be there for their fellow heteromorphs. They want to show them there is a different path, and in that respect, I think this chapter did more for Koda than for Shoji, because yes, while Shoji is the one leading the crusade, we also see that Koda has definitely found his own resolve and learned what it truly means to protect what you want, which also growing that, like finally finding that resolve. It in some ways allowed his, I guess in a very loose way, allowed his horns to grow, allowed his horns to develop, which is safe to say he's grown beyond being just a support hero now. And also the horns growing thing, it makes me wonder if that's like a bit of a subtle way of his way of portraying puberty or some shit like that. That just had me wondering. Although that's not me downplaying Shoji, because him yelling out to everyone they're more than just villains, they're more than just Avengers, they're all people, and they can be better than this. I like how it is his way of pleading with them to prove they're better than this, they're better than what's going on. So yeah, I do like that. And yeah, not gonna lie, there's a bit of a tragedy to Spinner's character. Like, don't get me wrong, Spinner's tragedy in a lot of ways has tragedy out the wazoo to his story, but I think this chapter did really well at showing he and Shoji in many respects do share the same dream, but have vastly different experiences and ideas as to the right approach. And to see him having that sort of daydream or running towards the future he envisioned for himself, only to be greeted to the reality that he's once again completely alone. No one there, no comrades by his side, forcing him to rush to the only comrade he feels he has left, which is Kurogiri. And not gonna lie, it did break my heart a bit, but now that Spinner appears to be thinking with a little more clarity, I think we're also reaching the point where he may be able to reach, or Shoji might be actually able to reach him as he has with the others as well, or seemingly has. I also especially like the little touch of seeing both the heteromorph and human doctors like standing together to form a wall against Spinner. Like, it's a nice little touch showing that for whatever problems still exist, there are still instances of both standing together united. And I think that's one thing I did like, is seeing little instances of that sprinkled throughout this chapter. Now, if I did have a problem, I would have liked to see more of instances like that within this chapter. For example, actually seeing more of the hesitation among the crowd more clearly. But aside from that, I am still thankful for what we got. With that said, there's a lot to talk about other than, yeah, it was a pretty quick, straightforward, and to the point chapter, which to me is to be expected in these 15-page chapters to this point. But as I laid out, I feel we needed a little more room to flesh out what was going on. But for what we got, it served its purpose fairly well. It's just a thing for me where having 3 extra pages would have helped this chapter just that extra little bit more. Would have made it more. It would have, I think, just made it even better, honestly, if we had a couple extra chapters. I guess the final thing to talk about, though, is that I do like how Aizawa did ask Mike to watch over Shoji and Koda, proving even now, despite everything, despite the fact that the characters have honestly graduated beyond UA at this point, he still remains their teacher, constantly worrying about them. Like he's a truly born teacher, honestly, even if he may downplay his skills in that area a lot of the times. And yeah, honestly, like the one thing, honestly, like with both Mike and Spinner having reached Kodagiri now, I'm wondering how this is gonna play out because I almost wanna say this might be the turning point where Obero might return, but I don't know for sure. Like it's gonna be interesting to see how he plays this out with all three of them in the same room now. Like I'm honestly curious to see how Horikoshi is gonna play this. I think he is gonna play this where obviously Mike and Spinner are gonna fight, and I think somewhere in the middle of this fight, I think Obero will awaken inside Kurogiri. I think in order to help Mike. I think that's how I'm picturing it, but I can't say with certainty. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Analyst Crunchyroll. Be sure to hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight, signing off. Later, everyone.